Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Hope everybody's having a great day. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer, anything we discuss in this video is only for educational purpose, nothing is financial advice. Alright guys, another day wrapped up here today. We started a little tough, we had a couple of losers, but then our day 2, day 3 setups came in saving the day. The market was tight range today. We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about the winners. We'll talk about the losers. Before we start, just to do a quick introduction to anybody who's new to our X accounts, new to our YouTube, or new to our community. So we trade a repeatable system. We trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA Clouds System. Thousands of traders use this system across the world to trade consistently. The system just doesn't consist of the indicators that I have developed. It also consists of a lot of the teachings that I teach day in and day out. The concepts that I teach, the repeatable setups I teach. System is how you trade, setup is what you trade. So how do you find your setups? You find your setups by preparing in the pre-market, or doing a preparation, weekly preparation, or doing a daily preparation to find those trades, swing trades, or investments. Whatever you do, it has to be repeatable. So every morning, me and my team, we create a game plan, and I am live half an hour before the market open, creating the plan, creating the support levels, the resistance levels, and our initial game plan for the day. So we have news plays, we have earning plays, we have index stocks. What is index stocks? Index stocks is anything which moves with the market. These are also called market plays. So there's a difference. So we trade those, and then we also trade any upgrades or downgrades. Then we have special strategy called day 2, day 3 strategy. Today our top 3 plays on our day 2 strategy, top 4 plays on our day 2 strategy were all amazing winners. We'll talk about that. So today's video recap we will focus mostly on our day 2 setups. So we'll talk about them, and I'll teach you how to trade those. And I did do a free webinar for everyone as well for those day 2, day 3 setups. Then we also have our daily levels. We provide these ETF levels, stock levels in the pre-market, so the traders can use this with Ripster Clouds to trade consistently. We also trade futures. We provide the futures levels in the pre-market and a plan for futures, so the traders can trade it. And we also trade crypto stocks which move with the crypto. In addition to that, we trade IPOs, we trade low floors. We have a low floor channel, and I have everything we trade. It's repeatable. I have extensive free education on my ripstereducation.com channel, thousands of videos on my YouTube channel. Of course, I have 25 plus webinars, PowerPoints, and courses in my community as well, to learn from. So our community is one of the largest trading communities online, educational community, not where everybody trades the system, not a signal service or alert services, no shortcut. We try to build lifetime consistent traders. I'm on the voice first few hours of the market open, and I'm guiding the traders through the setups and what to look for in the market, going through the game plan. I will show you my time-stamped guidance as well. We do have a lot of resources in our community. We have 3 or 4 stock scanners. We have option flow scanners. We have breaking news alerts, we have order flow, halt unhalt alerts, audio squawks, a lot of tools which are over $500-600, which are freely available in the community. You don't really need to sign up anything if you are a part of the community. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to go through the today's plays. I will cover the winners and the losers and show you how we traded it and how we managed having a day in the community. So let's start. So today I'm going to talk about our day 2, day 3 setups, right? So all the setups, CRWV, CAVA, Lily, Circle, all were winners, right? I usually move the top plays at the top. What is the day 2, day 3 setup, right? So the day 2, day 3 setup. So day 2, day 3 setups is any setups which have news yesterday or day before yesterday or few days before, or they have an earnings yesterday or day before, right? So the move can happen on a day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Usually the traders forget about a stock which is a news today, and they forget about it. But I invented this day 2, day 3 strategy, and my detailed free webinar that I did on X, and it's also in my community now. I explained my reasoning of the day 2, day 3 setups and how you can trade the day 2, day 3 setups, long side, short side, with the Ripster Clouds, with the Ripster MTF Clouds. Very stress-free. Sometimes they won't work, but very high probability of working out. Some of my traders just trade these day 2, day 3 setups. So today we'll go through all these day 2, day 3 setups. We'll start with the CRWV. Let's first go look at CRWV, right? So CRWV, was earning day to setup. Daily MTF, everything provided to the traders. It's an MTF setup. So let's see what happened on the COHR here. So COHR has been selling off after the earnings, not just the first day, on the second day as well. So let's take a look here. Let's go here. Let's make sure. So for us, the COHR was on a high watch. All right. So let's look at the COHR today. So what? Okay. So COHR. First of all, yesterday we were shorted, and there's the day one. So day one we did incredibly good. Everybody was really good. Today it was our number one focus for the day twos. So let's take a look here. So what was COHR here doing? So as soon as I saw the weakness, I told the traders day two short. We break the pre-market lows, we go lower. Right? We have a defined risk. We have defined risk. We have defined, you see, you could wait the first 10 minutes, the amateur candle. You see the second candle when it comes down, that's where I told the traders to short it. Your stops are right here initially they were at 115 or 116, but when we shorted it, I gave the first target of 110, and then we moved the stops to 114. At that point of time, you can add any options so here's the thing. Some traders think, oh, you're options trader or you're nothing like that. Everything is mainly a stock shares trader. Now you trade options, you trade leverage ETFs, whatever you trade. The concepts are the same. The risk management is different, but the concepts are the same, right? So somebody was saying that there's a difference. There's not a difference. So anyways, the reason I show you, okay, if I just show you that we short at 113, by the end of the day you make $10 per share profit, right? So just have to hold it. Even if you're trading 100 shares, you make $1,000. If you're trading 1,000 shares, you're making 9,000 grand, right? Now if you're an options trader, by end of the day, as you roll, let's say you buy 105 110 puts first, right? So you're trading that 110 puts. So those 110 puts from the morning when we started to push, let's look at here, and we started to break out right at the open. When I gave the short, it went from $350 to $12. Your $300 became $1,200, right? Or you sold it for like at 900, and then you bought the other lotos, you rolled it. So that was also an amazing home run trade, but you need to hold. So that's why you see me, my guidance, I give the target 110, right? Confirm short, day two, Ripster cloud rejected, pre-market lows break, right? And you do not cover. You do not panic on these green candles. You do not cover the full position. Hold. I keep telling the traders, hold, short the pops or hold. Even at 11 a.m. I said hold. Then I said at 12:30, no need to cut the shorts. And that's it, right? So pre-market planning, day to setup, buy the puts or short, risk versus reward, risking one, making 5 times of your risk. That's how you do it. Beautiful trade, COHR, day 2, day 3, repeat it for your life, make consistent trade. All right, so next one we're going to take a look at is CAVA. So CAVA, again, day 2 strategy. Yesterday we were long. You remember on the day 1 we were long on CAVA. So we were long on CAVA, and you can see that we did good on CAVA long. You can watch yesterday's timestamp recaps. Today we were short on CAVA. CAVA day 2 bearish. The first target 68. I mentioned it on the voice. That's why you don't see it here. And I said it's a bear flag. Move your stops, break even. As we go down, hold it. We flush to 66 under 67. Right, wherever you short, you have to short. We have to be ready, right? So we have this pre-market planning. That's why I give that. This is for the community traders. You have to be ready. CAVA earnings day 2. You have to watch these levels. You have to watch where to short. You have to watch the pops. You have to watch if there's an MTF there. You have to watch closely. And as you see this first candle rejection, if you try to short here, you panic and you move on. Look at the second candle when we break the pre-market lows. Pre-market lows is the most important. When I cover my losers, I will show you the importance of the pre-market low, right? So you short at 69, 68, 50, you make a decent $2 profit there. You're risking 50 cents, you're making $2. Risking 500, you're making $1,500. That's a good risk reward trade. Again, day 2. Yesterday earning pop over the cloud, Ripster cloud is long. Fading under the Ripster cloud is short. Look at the level. Yesterday close. This 1 hour support, pre-market low support. Trade them and make consistent trade. So the next one we're going to talk about is Circle. So Circle, again, Again, how did I find circle? Well, it's our day 2 setup. It's a number 4 on the day 2 setup. And I guide which I see are good setups. If I mention something, I will not mention everything. If I see a setup working that, if I'm tracking, even if I'm not taking it, I think it's a good setup for other traders to take, I will guide those. So that's what I'm trying to show you here. So circle. So circle, day 3, as soon as I see this, I was actually not looking at it, but the traders told me as soon as it flushed, they said, Rip, it's flushing. I said, yes, you can short it. I just told them that if we break 150, that's good. And then if we break, excuse me, if we break the pre-market lows, we're going to go lower. We break 148, we go lower. So when we saw the 150 break, I told the trader it's a confirmed short. And 148 confirmed short. I gave the target 146. Then I gave the target 145. So where I'm finding these targets, because circle, you always analyze. We don't just trade if you're swing trading rate. We don't just trade blindly. We look at the daily chart. Here is the circle breaking 148. Draw your lines. Then where is the next support? Where is the next support? Right here. Right here, and this is the gap support 143. So I told the traders we're going to touch that. I even tweeted about it. I tweeted about this setup as well to my followers. So even my followers did pretty good on COHR, and circle. I clearly identified that. So you can see here, right? Never a BS from me, never a hindsight. So I did tell the traders, circle joined the COHR on the dump party, our short target. You can see that even when I tweeted, it was 147, 47.39. Talked about COHR and circle as well. Even in the morning, I talked about it when we were dumping, right? So we were talking about that here. Let's see, look here. Yeah, so I told the traders, COHR day 2 fades, CAVA also day 2 short. Right in the morning, I told those traders that it's gonna fade, and that's what it did. Right, simple setup, guys. Simple setup. Analyze the daily, weekly charts, and another home run. We did cover the circle. We closed it over 144, but it gave another short here. You see 34.50. You buy the short here. Buy the puts again from 150 to 141, and then again. Remember, the failed calls are even more bearish. I have talked about this many times. This is like a bounce and fail. Everybody who bought here stopped out. So you make more profit. So beautiful trade. I did tell the traders that once we are in the gap on circle, once we are on the gap, we are going to fill the gap. So always remember that. Beautiful trade in the community today. Circle, COHR were just amazing. And you can see that, right? Because this is not the first time, circle, the traders are doing the circle, gap fill, circle, gap fill. Gabriel is talking about gap fill. Michael is on it. Frank held it all day. He was a little nervous, but he held on to it because that's why I teach, and I scream all day, hold on, hold it, right? You can see Hulk, Zahid, Frank, everybody was there on the short, and nobody was spiking, holding all day. Tony was on COHR and circle, beautiful short, hold all day. So these traders are trading the system. Right? Zahid Ali got 200%, D-Trade, got a bunch of there, Antonio got another 100%. So these are repeatable setups, with the circle, COHR, CAVA that I keep discussing. This was the CAVA. The traders were, just beautiful trades, guys. So make sure you learn these setups, and we have one more on the day 2s. So Lily was another one. Lily was not really, I was busy with these other trades. So let's take a look. Lily was another long here, which I did mention once. It gave you a long at 10 a.m., right? So that's when Lily gave you a long. So when Lily was giving a long, I told the traders you can long it and put your stop 660. And I did send this breakout alert on Lily, which was 669. So that was a breakout right here. You see this alert? So I told the traders that it's going to break out. We are going to run. And I think a lot of traders were trying to cut Lily, and there was a trader who was trying to short Lily actually, and I told him Lily is not a short. I'm just trying to find that. Trader was trying to short it. You do not short bullish move, right? You do not short, and you do not get biased. We'll talk about the market SPY QQQ in a bit, but but Lily was the best, and it was not just only the day 2 setup. Let's take a look at the game plan. What was it? Lilly, 1.3 billion deal for obesity drug. Big candle in pre-market. Neutral bias trade versus 1 hour MTF. 1 hour MTF. What happened? Right? Bounced from the 1 hour MTF. Reclaimed 3450. Long hair. Pushing over the pre-market highs. Long hair. At that point, I just had to give the stops to my traders so they don't cut. I told them do not cut, 670 your stop. Then it pushed, I gave them a stop of 678. You simply do not cut it. You hold it because it has a bullish news. It's already our day 2 setup and it's already on our double game plan. It's on the pre-market day 2 game plan, and it's also on the game plan on the front page with the MTF clouds. This is the resistance broken. So very proud of a lot of traders who just literally killed the Lilly in the community as well. And Lilly, not only that, you have to look at the daily chart on Lilly. How much opportunity it's providing. It's providing a swing opportunity. Look at this gap on Lilly, right? So these are the special trades with the gap. You need to understand the gaps. So circle trying to fill the gap on the downside, and if you look at the Lilly is trying to fill the gap on the upside. So these are also good. This is something I cover in my swings webinar, and I teaching for many years as well. You can see that I'm just trying to show you the gap here. Okay, I can just go to this this chart here. Look here, right? So you see that gap. We don't really know if the full gap fill. Eventually it will. If Lilly is a good company, good stock, eventually it would recover, right? So now you just have to watch the pullback and this area to hold and continue to push into the gap. But anyways, the point today was this was our long, this was our guidance, beautiful trade in the community, day-to-day setups, MTF cloud setups, gap trade setups. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's talk about few losers today. We did have few losers, but again, so there's something a lot of traders do not understand. Anything which is index stock, which is something that makes the market, which is Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Boeing, the companies which make up most of the indexes, those are index stocks. They move with the market. So their short will work with the market, their long will work with the market. You need to know that. And if the market bounces, they will bounce, unless of course they are showing relative strength. One of them has some crazy news that doesn't care about the market. So Meta was one such trade that we did try to short it. But it was an amateur candle. I always say do not trade the amateur candle if you can't. But I like to trade amateur candle, and most of my losers are amateur candle. But I know if my amateur works, I'm gonna make good profits, right? So anyways, we lost $3 per share on Meta short today. So I told the traders to short it right at the open, but I did tell them that if we do not break the pre-market lows, we're not going to work. So as soon as it swiped up, we closed it. You see, within 7 minutes we closed it. Yes, you could long there. After that, I was not interested. Why did it bounce? Because SPY QQQ was bouncing. It became a lesser probable short. Take your loser, move on. Do not size too much at the amateur short, and if it's not breaking the pre-market lows, you should not stay in. Cut it. No questions asked. Cut it, right? But if you have to size small, right, at the amateur move. So let's look at the next loser here. So the next loser for us was John Deere, but it was only a loser if you shorted the initial amateur move. And same thing, the pre-market lows did not break, amateur move swiped up, you ideally short here, it pushed here, you close it, and then it faded again, right? It faded again. And we tried to short it versus 480, did not work. Take a $2 loss, move on, right? And you could short the later 512 fade as well, and you close over here, right? So we will have those kind of setups as well. But if you see our history, if you see all the trade recaps, everything, most of the times when the pre-market low is held, like COHR, CAVA, those short, compare the losers versus the traders. Don't think about, oh, I chose the wrong stock, I was in a wrong stock. We don't have time to cry about that. We have a time to improve tomorrow. So what can I do tomorrow so that I don't have a losers like John Deere or Meta, right? So while guiding my community, I'm always making sure that I'm helping my traders as much as I can in the right way. But the losers are part of the game. We need to realize it, but we cannot let 1 or 2 losers wipe our week's worth of progress. That is a problem, my friends. We never do that, and I never let catastrophic losers happen under my guidance. Anyways, that was a John Deere. Let's go to the next one. So AAP was another short here. I mean, AAP was also our short because AAP was, earning plays, bearish bias to short big pops. So AAP, the problem with AAP was it made this big candle right before the open. So when something that happens, it spoils the setup. If I got AAP right here, it would have been such a good short. But since it made such a big candle and it also ran from MTF to the MTF already in the pre-market, it spoiled our setup. It still, regardless, was a good short. And on this pop, I said short the pops. You could short this 455 pop limit order. You cover some at 52. You could still make $2 to $3. And once it and move your stops break even and close the rest once it curled here. I did send an alert on AAP that it's a curl, exit shorts, and after that curl, you could see that it bounced and it curled very nicely back to the 3450s. So that was AAP short in the community today. Let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to look at is COHR, COHR. COHR was a nice short. It almost stopped us out. Let's take a look here. It almost stopped us out. So COHR was a short right at the open. The stops I gave was 92. You see that there was a candle pushing over 92, but it rejected. And we held our stops and then it faded back to 86.50. So you have to learn that sometimes the amateur moves will swipe up. That's why in the pre-market planning, I always say that watch the pops, right? Short under the pre-market lows, watch the pops. 100 is a big resistance, right? Anything under 100, it's always great trade, but it was very low from 100. Anyways, COHR was a short. We put stops at 92. Then we moved our stops lower to 89. Finally, it curled. I sent the alert on COHR when it was curling, and you could long it for another, nice little curl trade on COHR as well. So COHR was a good trade today. Both short and long gave us that opportunity. Beautiful trade. Let's go to the next one. So next one I want to talk about is Amazon. Amazon was one of the top plays today in the community. Let's take a look here. So Amazon, the plan was pretty simple. Upgraded by Morgan Stanley. Whenever it's upgraded by Morgan Stanley, you always watch it. It was always also a day two. If market strong, it's a better long. 225 risk level. So it pushed, you long it curled in the middle of the day, you long it, and Amazon ran on the clouds all day long, right? So it was a beautiful trade there. So we can also look at Netflix, which was an MTF setup. Netflix MTF setup. So you see that Netflix, you can see that how it pushed from the MTF, right? So we had Netflix here. Let's take a look. On our game plan, right at the 50-55 MTF, trade with the market, trade with the MTF. You see that once something pushes over 1 hour MTF clouds, you see that big move happening. So that was Netflix. Amazon did that reclaim yesterday, and today it was Netflix. So you see that power of the MTF clouds on these plays, right? How Netflix and Amazon, how did they work there, right? Not only that, there was, even if you look at Lilly, Lilly reclaimed the MTF clouds yesterday and continue to push after it reclaims 1 hour MTF cloud. So that was the power of the MTF clouds, guys, and that was same power on the Netflix that you saw today. So try to trade this and you will have really good results there. All right, let's look at SPY QQQ. Let's take a look at SPY QQQ today. So what was our plan on SPY QQQ? So let's take a look here. PPI a little came higher, so traders were kind of like bearish, but we are just not bearish on the news. We also follow our system. We don't want to be blindly bearish. So the plan was simple. If VIX 15 is key today, as long as it holds 15, bearish bias. If it breaks 15, bullish bias. Trade the market versus MTF cloud, short under MTF if VIX bounces, long over MTF. That's simple. Watch 10M. That's simple, right? Nothing crazy. So the point I'm trying, but I was not really interested because it was inside candle today. See, what is inside candle? When inside candle is when some action is trading within the yesterday's candle, like SPY today. It's very hard for it to get out of that candle. So this was the MTF bounce, and this was the VIX drop right under here, MTF bounce. When it curled here, I told the trader it's going to push. I told the trader SPY is going to push, QQQ is going to push. I was not interested to long, although a lot of traders did long that 512 calls as per the guidance. You can see the VIX is fading. You trade long, it's up to you. But I did guide the traders that we're going to push to the pre-market highs. The VIX is under 15. I told the traders in the morning, SPY should push into 10 a.m. Right, so you see that I already told the traders that SPY should push more into 10 a.m. Still bullish towards 10 a.m. I said at 9:48. I still said at 9:51. Still bullish, ma'am. And you could see that since I have been saying that from 9:42, SPY ran from 6:43 to 6:45. Right. So of course 10:40 I'll go hit. And then we came same for QQQ, right? So you see that there was opportunity to make money, but when this was bouncing, you are not shorting Meta, you're not shorting anything which is bouncing with the market, right? So that was the market today, guys. Not a perfect SPY QQQ amazing trades, but definitely there was something to make money with or a profitable trade on that SPY QQQ bounce from MTF. All right, thank you guys. Take care. Bye.